To mark the 75th anniversary of the longest-running soap opera in the world, The Archers is going on tour. We'll be joined by the actors who play Brian and Susan. You'll probably recognise what we're going to talk about, maybe because of the picture behind, but also because of this. This year marks the 75th anniversary of The Archers. It is the longest-running soap opera in the world. And to celebrate, the residents of Ambridge are heading out on the road.
Actors from the Radio 4 drama are going on a national tour, inviting audiences to experience the show as they've never seen or heard before.
We're joined now by cast members Charles Collingwood and Charlotte Martin. Very good morning.
Good morning.
Do you feel at home?
Yeah,
Very much so, especially getting up at a very early hours. It's like going to do the milking.
Yes.
Yes, in your pretend world.
In our pretend world.
Yeah.
And as I play Brian, I point out that it's all my land, this.
Is it?
Yes.
Have there been disputes as Brian over the land over the years? There probably have been.
Well, things happening on the land have been disputes, but Brian is pretty protective of his acreage.
If you were to Charles to sort of outline to someone who's never listened to The Archers, and there will be people who haven't, if you were to say what you think the lure of it is, what is the thing that makes people stay with it? What is it?
I think it's the simplicity of it most of the time, and the fact that it just ticks over, and then so when we have huge storylines, they come as a massive shock. Rather like if you live in a village and all things are absolutely fine, and then you suddenly find out that somebody's actually been robbing the post office for the last 5 years and there's been a terrible fight outside the pub and everything, and then it goes back to sort of calm life.
There's an art to it, isn't there, Charlotte? Because I think sometimes soap operas are ridiculous. Yeah. As in, you just get one ridiculous series of events followed by another ridiculous series of events, and there's actually a joy, I think, as you've alluded to, of just everyday life, just cracking on.
And I think that's one of the secrets. I think that's why it's lasted so long, is that it is normal. It's almost like eavesdropping on a conversation between friends. And I think that's why it's lasted for 75 years. And I also think that when listeners are engaging with The Archers, they have nothing else apart from the voices. And so it becomes very personal to them. They almost cast The Archers themselves in their own heads. And I think that really kind of makes sure that it kind of embeds itself in there.
So we might be ruining it right now by showing people what you look like.
But another thing is that television soap operas gobble up pictures. It has to go on and on and on. It has to develop. We can be reflective. We can have a scene today, and tomorrow, like in real life, two characters can sit round the table and have a cup of tea and talk about what happened yesterday. And that's what happens in real life. It doesn't happen quite so much in television soap, and the stories have to move so fast in television.
When you go on tour, which is what you're about to do, you're going to go and meet people. I mean, has this happened before? Have you done this before?
We did a tour for the 40th anniversary.
OK.
Very different to the tour that we're about to embark on now, but it was a play written by Ted Kelsey, who played Joe Grundy. And we took it, it was called the Ambridge pageant, and we did a show within a show. So The Archers did the show, but then they also talked about the show outside of the show. So it was very complicated.
That's history.
But that's history now.
Now we're moving on.
Yeah, something tells me Archers fans could be quite, what's the word? Intense?
Possessive.
Possessive.
Well, because it's so personal to them. And, you know...
Does it feel like that when you meet people?
Oh, they're absolutely delightful.
Yes, I mean, I was introduced to a woman who, and this is Charles Collingwood, who plays Brian Aldridge, and she said, "Oh dear, you're not at all like I expected. I thought you'd be tall with a full head of hair like Michael Heseltine. You are a disappointment," she said, and walked off and got herself a drink. I walked off and got myself a drink home today too.
Stiff drink.
But there you are. They make the pictures. But on the whole, you know, the audience tend to accept us when they meet us.
Yeah, they do.
I think that's the risk, though, going on tour, because you will have your audience who are like, how dare you ruin this for me?
It's interesting, because when we first started kind of doing appearances, there were a definite group of listeners who didn't want to see the characters because they were all in their heads. And then there were others who sort of liked it. So I think we get get a bit of both, don't we, really?
But we've got 2 teams, 2 casts going out, doing different venues, and we're starting in June and we go on till the winter. And it's a great joy because we are going to celebrate with the people who've loved the arts all these years, the 75 years of being in it.
But you've also got new listeners, new
of course,
yes. Younger. And one of the things really... So you are currently the top on-demand show for listeners of all ages, and you regularly top the list of the most popular on-demand programmes for listeners under 35.
Which is an amazing achievement,
What
isn't
do you think it is that these under 35s are after? A bit of peace,
I think it's probably my sex appeal.
Well, if you had the Heseltine hair, maybe.
What?
You had the Heseltine hair, maybe.
Apart from that.
Yeah. I think the scriptwriters have been, and the producers have been very clever in slowly feeding younger characters into the programme and making sure that it's relevant to today. You know, because we not only want the kind of old warm blanket kind of Ambridge, but we want new stories as well. And I think that's how that's happened.
Forgive my ignorance about how it's made, but I have a kind of picture of radio drama. There's a sound effects person of doing crunchy noises and a bit of sand.
And the sound
is that still how
Vanessa
it is?
is coming on tour with us to do sound effects because we're having a special scene written, a script which we're going to do 15 minutes as if it was The Archers, and we'll be on stage and the audience will see how we do it in the studio with Vanessa, who's wonderful at doing the sound effects, being there, doing all the rattling.
What's the most unusual thing she has to recreate? How does she do it?
Oh, gosh, she uses all sorts of things.
Yes, I mean, if you're having a bath, you know, she does. Or
well, has she got a running tap?
She does, yes.
Honestly, if you came into the studio, you'd see...
Or if you're having a slightly more intimate scene, there's quite a lot of duvet moving, you know, and things like that.
But is that done with a... Has she got kind of linen there? That
she does, absolutely that.
Well, honestly, if you came into the studio, you'd see there are sofas and there's an Arga and a sink and I mean, just, it's weird.
Is there a good sound cheat? You know, that you can use something, I don't know, like use a tin can that would have been...
Yes.
Yeah, she's always doing that. She's so inventive.
We actually have a very old metal ironing board which doubles for all the farm gates that ever get opened, because this old ironing board goes like that. But that's all it is. And people have said to me, if you could steal one prop from the Archer studio, what would it be? I'd steal the ironing board.
That'd be the one.
But they know now, don't they? So you can never have it.
Shucks.
A lot of people are going to have a lot of fun come to see you on tour.
But we've got
some of those bits.
There are 2 teams. Charlotte's in one team.
Yes.
And it's going to be the Flower and Produce Show. That's a sort of title. It's going to be set in that. And you're going to go off in one half of the country.
Absolutely.
We're going to do the other.
Absolutely.
We're going to do about 30-odd gigs.
Dates,
and it's going to be terrific fun.
It really is.
So thank you very much. Lovely to see you both.
Charlotte, thank you.
The Archers live at 75, running this summer throughout the year as well.
You can catch them all around the country.